I'm removing the paring knife. I put that kind of underneath my tray so I don't grab it accidentally. And I have the chef's knife at the back of the tray facing away from me. The handle's at the right-hand side because I am right-handed. And that's what works for me. Apples are a really fun thing to teach because they have a core. Many people in this class, I'm sure we all know, you do not eat the core. And if I were to cut one side of the core, I might have 2 or 3 more sides to continue cutting around. When you're working with your consumers who are not new to vision loss, right? So we were kind of talking about the rehabilitation versus habilitation. Sometimes that is a really tricky concept. And that idea of working around a core is really tricky. That's when the knife, just kidding. The apple cutter cores that have a hole in the middle and all the like triangles around it come in handy. I don't love these, but they're a really good way to put on top and say, let's talk about the sections of an apple. We don't eat what is in the middle of this hole. We eat these other corners, okay? If you like ever slip while trying to push one of those down, have you ever like almost like broken a knuckle trying to like push? Anyways, so if I was going to cut this apple, I am going to put my hand in a proper cat's paw method, all right? So I have my left hand, my pinky, index, middle, and pointer all curled under, and my thumb on my left hand is kind of tucked back. They are not so curled under that it's like a tight fist. Good video, yep. They're just lightly. So let's say I have nail polish on, which I do today. I am like putting my nail polish, my nails on the apple, not my fingertips, not my knuckles, just my pretty nails, right? And I'm bringing my knife up to my apple and up along the side of the apple towards where my fingertips are. And it is hard because it's rocking. This is hard. Some people don't feel comfortable because my apple is round. So I might say, let me cut the first slice for you, right? I'm going to push and drag. Some people do not like this. They get really anxious, and that's when we go, it's okay. We can now put the top of my left hand, the base of my palm on top. My right hand is curled underneath on the knife itself, and I'm pushing. My fingertips are up in the air, so they cannot get cut, and I'm using my palm to push the knife down. Or if I wanted, I can keep my fingertips curled under, and I can push down as well. Okay. Alternatively, instead of continuing to cut, this is where the spatial awareness comes into play. If I wanted, I could lay my apple down so it is no longer wobbly and cut that way. So there is no wobble. That spatial awareness can be really tricky for someone to kind of conceptualize. Now, this is where the cat's paw practice comes in. I may not start with an apple. If I was teaching, I would likely start with a potato or maybe half of a pepper. Apple's really hard. Apple's a good advanced one, but I brought it today because, I don't know, I just wanted to. All right, so cat's paw is you have your fingertips curled under. I have that apple not wobbly side, but the flat side down along the cutting board. And my fingertips are really acting as a way to tell where my apple is. And my knife is not leaving where my fingertips are. It is against my fingertips the entire time. All right, I'm not necessarily looking at what I'm doing, maybe a little bit, but primarily I'm not, okay? Now, what is my instinct? To wipe off my knife with my fingertips, right? We all do it. We all know that things stick to it. Not the best. We don't ever want to touch our knife if we don't have to. So I'm going to pick up another piece of that apple and clean off my knife that way. I never want my fingertips to touch the knife if I don't have to. So similarly, I'm just going to cut, right? I'm primarily using the back of my knife kind of to rock. Now, if I was teaching right now, I'd say, yo, you're pushing too hard. Why do I hear your knife banging? This is a super old knife and it needs to be sharpened, okay? If you hear someone banging and making that noise with their knife, they're using too much pressure, okay? You can tell a lot from listening. You do not need vision necessarily to be teaching knife skills. You need good auditory skills, patience, confidence, and the ability to hold onto someone's hand while they're cutting, okay? I'm putting my knife at the back of the tray facing away from me. Now, what I would have over to the side to help make this a really cohesive and well-organized workspace is over to the left, again, because I'm right-handed, have 2 buckets. One would be my refuse container where I'm putting all the things that I don't want, the core, the seeds, the tops of the strawberries, and I would have another bowl that's like my edible bowl of what I'm gonna eat. Just helps keep us more organized. One would be above the other, again, just to help keep the whole space organized. In this scenario, I don't have enough room on my tray, and I want my tray to be well organized. So I could either choose to have an additional tray to my left with those 2 buckets, or this isn't something that we're measuring. We're not gonna make a huge mess, hopefully. So just having 2 bowls off to the side should be appropriate. Any questions about the 2 knife techniques so far?
I have a question, but I don't know if it's related.
I don't care.
I'm